Hi you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you my garden. So do you want a garden tour? Stay tuned. Okay you guys, so this is probably one of my most requested videos, or you guys asked to see pictures and stuff, so I thought it would be easier just to go ahead and do the video now. It's the beginning of spring, so if you guys did want an update, I can always update you on how everything is doing, like in a couple months, that kind of thing. I am gonna just tell you straight up, I do not know what I'm doing. This is my very first time ever gardening, and I started this last year. It hasn't even been a consecutive year yet. So bear with me, I'm still learning myself. So I will take you around, give you a tour of the garden, show you everything that I'm planting, and you can see it. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so before I actually show you everything that's in my garden right now, I want to bring you up to speed and just show you basically how we even made it. When we first bought our house, there was really nothing here. We didn't even have a driveway. We didn't have a garage. We didn't have like any brick anywhere, any concrete really anywhere. It was just a lot of grass, land, and a chain link fence, and a whole lot of just bushes and stuff. So when we first bought the house, the first thing that we started kind of doing was we got a new fence for privacy. We did do the garden. There's still more things that we want to do. We want to build a koi pond in one of the little areas where there is grass currently, the one right behind the little bench where the fire pit is. That area, we're going to dig that all out and make our own koi pond. And then the other little area would just be a grass area for my dog to use the restroom. That's pretty much it. That's her little area. So soon, I can't wait to start on the koi pond, but that's a whole nother project. So it was just basically all grass, chain link fence, just like that. So we started thinking, what can we do about a garden? So my man's like, you should do a raised garden bed. So I did see one listing from Wayfair. It was like over $1,000, and it was just like a small, like U-shaped little garden. And he's like, I can make you one of those. And I was like, okay, cool. So when he actually started making it, I'm like, are you gonna make this? And I showed him the picture one more time. He's like, yeah, I got you. And so he started making like this huge, large, and in charge area. I'm like, that's gonna be my whole garden? He's like, yeah, and I got super, super excited. So then once the garden was kind of finalized and we could save up a little bit of money, we had them come and do a little bit more brickwork, and did brickwork inside. And I did the tomato plants area right in the middle. So we bricked all the way around it so we can walk through. I'm not walking on dirt or anything like that. So I'm absolutely so pleased with how everything came out. So that's how we came up with the idea. He just scaled it way bigger and just made me a really big upscaled version of it on his own. And I absolutely love my raised garden beds. Some animals will still get in there, so eventually we might try to screen in that area. I'm not sure, just to keep the animals and the critters out, because it's a little disappointing when everything looks amazing and the next morning you go out there and you see like half of it's been eaten. It's a little disappointing. So we might do something, either try to do something ourselves by trying to like screen it in, or having somebody come and give us a quote. I don't know. It was really expensive to start filling everything with soil. So we kind of had to do it in sections, and I didn't have it up as high at first. So then as I was replacing plants and adding more soil, we were adding to it. Every now and then when I got a little extra money, I'll go and grab 5 to 10 bags of soil, just start packing it in to make it higher. So this has been a huge process. I'm still trying to figure out like what grows when, what does good here, what does good there, when's the best time to start this and that, and I'm still learning. I think I'm doing okay, but I know I still have a whole lot to learn. So basically that is how we started it. That's how we came up with the idea, and that's how the garden looks now today. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you a few plants that I was going to replace, and then I'm gonna show you everything that I have in the garden. So here's just a little clip of a few things that I was replacing to show you just how I replace my plants in my garden. Okay, so this is a plant that I am going to be planting. The one that was here actually froze and it died. A lot of these actually froze and died, and I had to replace them, but one I just thought I would give it a little extra time to see if it would do anything, and it didn't. So today I bought a gypsy sweet pepper. Never planted that before or ever heard of it, but we're gonna plant it. So normally what I do is I'll dig a deep hole, I'll put in some really good soil in there, and then replant it and fill the rest up with the good soil, but I've already replaced a lot of this soil recently, so I know it's still pretty good. So I just dig in here. When I tell you I'm digging in the dirt, I'm not lying. I'm literally digging in the dirt. And then let's get you out. I kind of break it all up, let the roots break up. And then I always take off the bottom 2 leaves. I don't know why, it's just something that I do. All right. And then fill you in. And I'll stick the tag in here to remember what this one is, especially since I've never had it before. All right, so that one's done. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and plant this cucumber plant. I'm gonna put it over here. And whenever I do this, I like to kind of take the whole entire like area and kind of cultivate the ground, break it up, make sure it's not too hard, so all the new roots can just go wherever they want and the plant can live nice and happy and healthy. Oops, here's some old roots. I make sure I take all those out. Stick back over here, so if it wants to grow on it, it's more than welcome to. Okay, so over here, I just bought a new zucchini today. Okay guys, so this is the 2 different soils that I purchased so I can mix them together to add to my new cilantro that I'm going to be planting. But I add in this soil with this one. I don't know if that's good or not, but that is what I'm using. Okay guys, so this is my current cilantro area. I literally just planted them a few weeks ago. Shortly after I planted them, they started to kind of turn colors, kind of like they were turning for like fall, but we just started spring. And then they started bolting and heading straight to the sky. So I'm going to just cut out what I can use, chop it all down. I'm going to put in some new soil in this area, and I'm gonna replant all new cilantro to start my new spring season with all new cilantro. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I got my tools, my gloves, and I don't know why I put these here, to be quite honest. If somebody were to ask like, hey, why do you have those sticks in there? They came in like the very first cilantro thing that I had bought, and it kind of helped keep them up when they were smaller and growing, so I just keep putting them there. So no real reason, just I don't know, I feel like it helps. So I don't know if cilantro grows back. I feel like once it does this, it's done, and it's telling me its season is over. So that's what I'm going to do, is just cut them off. Okay, so now that I have that pretty much all done, I'm gonna go ahead and plant some of these seeds just in the middle so they can grow up through it. So as this I'm using, this can be growing to kind of like replenish my cilantro. And if you have never seen a cilantro seed, that's what they look like. So I'm just gonna go like right down the middle, toss some seeds, and then just put the soil back over it. Okay, you guys, so that is how I just put a few things out while I was going to be getting this video ready to show you just how I replant things, or if I'm just going to redo some areas, that kind of thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you my entire garden and everything that is inside. So on this side, I have half broccoli and half cauliflower. So that section over there is all cauliflower, and this is all broccoli. I do have some celery, kale, purple kale, regular kale. In here I have different mints. There's 3 different ones. I have 6 total. They were in my beds and then they were growing out of control, so I took 3 stuck in here and 3 stuck in a different one. I'm not quite sure what is what now, but I had spearmint, peppermint, chocolate mint, mojito mint, pineapple mint, and orange mint. So then here's that section. Okay, right here is my lettuce area. It came in like a little roll that you roll out with seeds in it, and that is what has grown so far. Here is arugula that I started from seed, and then here is romaine lettuce, lemon thyme, garden sage. Here's some dill. I'm gonna plant some more dill in between, but when it got really cold, a lot of it died. So here's my spinach area, flat leaf parsley, Italian oregano. This is all chive so far. Here is my rosemary. That is my artichoke. One of them didn't make it, so I need to go buy one more. Here's my cilantro area. This one is a squash, and my leaf started turning yellow. It says too much water or not enough water, so I don't know what to do on this. But I bought a zucchini to put back here. And then here is a zucchini squash that is starting to bloom here. These are my Brussels sprouts. This little guy here, I actually started last year from a seed, and it just finally, a few months ago, started actually doing something. And then we have 6 other ones. They were all planted at the same time, but they all grew at different lengths. And this one actually has some Brussels sprouts growing on the stem. Over here I have a cool cucumber, I have a burpless cucumber, I have a pickling cucumber that I'm gonna make pickles out of, hopefully. And then I have another burpless cucumber over here. This is cabbage. So I have regular cabbage, I have red cabbage, and then another set of regular cabbage. And I do have cabbages growing. This one, not so much. Oh, there's one starting over here. Over here, this is a bean that I grew from a seed, and same with that one back there. Both of those I started from a seed. And these peas and those peas I started from a seed as well. This one I just bought, the sugar and green peas. I just bought that one. Here's my other mint area. I know in here is chocolate and pineapple for sure. The pineapple has the white, and then this one in the front is the chocolate. I just don't know which one that one is. This is my pepper area. I am gonna try to start pepperoncinis from seed to put in this area. But right here is a giant macaroni sweet pepper, which they do have some blooms, so I should have those starting. This is a red bell pepper, orange bell pepper, gypsy sweet pepper. This is a blonde bell sweet pepper. This is a yellow bell pepper. And then these 3 right here are the poblano peppers, the hot peppers. This is an Anaheim hot pepper, and then these 2 are jalapenos. So I do have one growing right there, and then that nice one growing. This over here is a Big Bertha sweet green bell pepper, another green, and this is a red, and then this is my sweet banana peppers, and they're already growing. In the center of the garden is the tomatoes. On the right side is standard, on the left side is cherry tomato. So going over here, and this I literally planted a month ago, and it has so much tomatoes growing. If you can see like all of these tomatoes. Here's a big old section here. And this one is a chocolate sprinkles cherry tomato. Ooh, there's some big guys down there. This one here is a sweet million cherry tomato. And this one is actually has some tomatoes growing as well. Stay in your cage there, little guy. Okay, with tons of other blooms to grow. This one is a standard cherry tomato that I got last year. This is a standard tomato that I had from last year that started producing fruit, so I left it and only planted these two new ones. This one is a Better Bush hybrid, and it has tomatoes starting throughout. And this guy is a Bush Goliath hybrid, and holy moly, it's got some biggins, and it's doing amazing. So that is this part of the garden. Going down on this side, I have a cantaloupe growing. This is asparagus growing that I started from seed, but this takes, I guess, 2 years, so this is gonna be a project. Here's corn that I grew from a seed, which I'm gonna start a lot more to fill in the rest of it. This is my watermelon area. It's growing a little out of control, so literally every day I have to come out here and try to tell it, come on, you guys, stay inside your box here. And yeah, but this was just one small little tiny watermelon plant right in the very center, just like the cantaloupe, and it's already this big like a month later. This is a blueberry, and I actually have some blueberries growing. Here is a grape tree. I can't remember which one this was from last year, so I just planted the grape one in front of it. Here's some strawberry, and it looks like I'm gonna have some strawberries growing soon. This one is blackberry, and these are raspberry. I planted one raspberry over there, and then this year one popped up here and one popped up here. Over here in these planter like containers, you can literally open this up to grab the fruit out once it's ready if you wanted. But I figured this would be better so the soil doesn't get too hard, so it can actually grow, because anytime I try to put it in the beds, they would be this small, like a corkscrew. Carrots would not grow. So I planted all carrots in here and sweet potatoes over here for the same exact reason, so they can grow inside of good soil. We have two miniature banana trees. This is a Washington navel orange tree. So right here I have a key lime tree. This is a avocado tree that I grew from a seed that came from my grandfather's tree in California. And this thing is now way taller than me. We just planted it in the ground, so I hope it does good. This is a red lime tree. And then over here we have a lemon tree. And then our bird station where the squirrels try to come, even though I try to put that on per a thing I saw on a TikTok. And it doesn't work because my acrobatic squirrels still climb it with that on there. All right, so after I had everything all done like that, I did a little bit more research, and I did find a video, and it said that it's good to use straw to put on top of the soil, and it helps in a few different things, and it'll also break down and help in the soil in time. But they said to do straw, not hay, because hay has seeds and you're just gonna start having hay growing in your garden, and I didn't want that. So I bought a big ass box of straw, and that's what was delivered. And I started kind of like putting it out, and I stopped and I asked my man, I'm like, if it's not supposed to have seeds, why is there all of these in here? And it looked like a big old wheat thing on the end. He goes, I don't know, but if you got the right thing, then you should be good. So I just kept going, put the rest of the straw over everything. I got rained out right at the very end. I was almost done with to finish the whole section. I started at the peppers and went all the way around, and I got to the broccoli and I got rained out. So then that weekend it rained so much. So 2 days later I go out there to start finishing and I'm like, wait, what is all of this? All of those little wheat things are wheat, and all of the seeds are now in my soil, and now all of the seeds are growing, and I now have a bigger mess. Okay, so I think the straw was a good idea, but it was not so good of an idea that they had all this like wheat that was in here, because now I'm getting them growing. So if you look, there's the culprit right there, and that's where the seeds are coming from. So now I have to go through and pull all of these out, and then go through everything and pull all. See, this one's now empty because where the seeds are all down in the soil. So I'm gonna end up having a little mess. It took me hours and hours to go through the top to pull out every little thing that I could. I still have a lot more to do to get the rest of them out. It was just so upsetting that once I laid everything and I was like so excited and it looked really neat to see everything start growing, and yeah. So now it's like every day, every other day, I go out there and I just walk the garden trying to find anything that grows. And if it does, I pull it out by the whole seed. And I'm just gonna have to keep doing that until I can get control of it and they stop growing. And then anything in the future, if I get that, I'm just gonna have to go through it. It's gonna take me a whole lot more time, but I don't care. I'm gonna have to just go through it and only put in the regular straw, nothing with the wheats or the seeds hanging out, because so if you do get straw, make sure it doesn't come from a wheat field, or if it does, do not put those things in, or else you're gonna be having wheat growing through your whole entire garden like I did. So here is a quick update, because after I had laid that down, about 2 weeks later, I went and filmed again to show you the progress that they have made. A lot of the fruit and vegetables was doubled in the size. So here's a little update for you. Okay, you guys, so it has been 2 weeks since the last time I showed you the garden, and now I've laid down the straw. So I'm just gonna kind of give you a little update and show you how big some of these fruits have grown in the time. So here's a green bell pepper, here's some red. Those I just cut off yesterday. There was like some big, huge banana peppers growing right there. This one has quite a few. This is my jalapeno. This is a slicing one. And then here's another jalapeno that is completely filled. Here's the poblanos. This one is supposed to be yellow, but these look green as hell. So I don't know if they're gonna turn yellow or if the tags got mixed up. But here's a red. And then this one, when I read it originally, I think I called it a macaroni. I guess that would be me to say something wrong. But it says giant Marconi. Whatever the world that is growing right there. Okay, so here's my pea section. I did have a pea here, but I moved them all over there, and I'm gonna try to grow a different type of a pea here. And then here's the one that I had bought in the store. I already have peas. Look, I have actual peas already growing. Last year, I could not even get one pea to even grow at all. And all of these beans were the ones that I grew from a seed. This is the new guy that I just planted. This one literally already has green beans. There's a few green beans right there. And this guy here has a big old green bean. There's a few of them there. So the cabbage is not much change with the cabbage area. My cucumber area. There's a lovely bee doing what it needs to be doing. But here are some cucumbers. This one here is the pickling cucumbers for pickles. So I'm really excited for these. There's that big old guy. There's another one. And then this one back here that's trying to come towards it. I'm trying to keep them separated as long as I can. But here's some cucumbers growing on the regular cucumbers back here. This is my new cucumber plant, and it already has cucumbers starting to grow. Right there is gonna be a cucumber. And you guys, this is the one that I literally just planted like 2 weeks ago. My Brussels sprouts, there's no real change. I don't know if I missed the season by planting these too early, but I do have a lot more that is starting to grow now, so that's good news. Here is my zucchini. This one now got really huge and nice and green. This is looking amazing. That one I replaced, and then that's my new one. So these two are brand new and they're already really big. So here's my cilantro area. It is really large and in charge. Looks like a lot of it is starting to bolt. I'm not quite sure why, but this just looks amazing and it tastes so good. Over here for my artichokes, I did have one that's not doing too good. I'm not sure if it'll make it. I tried looking everywhere the last few days for more and I can't. So these back here in the back area that I think get less light are doing better than the ones that get more light. I'm not quite sure. My rosemary, my chive area. This one I'm really excited to start actually eating all of this, so then I can put bunching onions in its place and not chives, because I like those so much better. But here's my Italian oregano, and this is almost doubled in its size, if you guys can tell the difference. There's my parsley. Now with my spinach, which is looking amazing, one of them didn't make it, so I'm gonna try to grow some more from seed to plant around here. But this is looking so good. My dill is looking amazing, which is good because when my pickles are ready, I'm gonna start pickling some. Here's my garden sage, lemon thyme. This is the new romaine lettuce area that I planted. And then here's my arugula, where these I planted by seed. I did have a few new ones that just started that I literally just planted in here that I started from a seed. So I just planted these today, and I planted this new romaine here. These 8 here I just planted this morning. I moved the lettuce over because there was only one like kind of in the middle. So I took that and I moved it over here, and then the little babies, I just put down the middle to try to give them some, I don't know, to see what happens. But now I moved that one row over so I can add 2 more rows of romaine lettuce, which I'm so excited about because I love my salad bar area here. But these eventually will grow up and be like this soon, so I'm really excited about that. Here's my kale, and since the last time I showed you, my purple kale has gotten huge. This guy here is doing so well, but now it's like overpowering this guy down here. But they are starting to grow. I'm thinking I might take that guy and move it over to here where this one's not doing anything, just so I can give it more room in there. I'm not sure. I didn't know they were gonna get that big. My celery is actually starting to look like it's starting to actually grow now, which that's amazing. And then here's my broccoli area. The new broccoli is looking really good. This is the one that I already had. It's not really getting any bigger, but it does have some broccoli. I have some cauliflower growing. So there's this whole area. And then here is my tomato area. Look at how big. I'm gonna have some big ass tomatoes, like holy moly. These are gonna be huge. I can't wait. Then over here, these are looking so good. These are actually my chocolate sprinkles. They look a little different, but they taste so good. See, they're filled with these big clusters. And oh my goodness, they are so good. These down here are ready. See, it has a little bit of red in there, but it has different colors going on. That's what they look like when they're ready. And they're, oop, that one already came off, see? It's meant to be. So this is what it looks like. So you get a little bit of the red and a little bit of the green throughout it. This is my chocolate sprinkles. And then this cherry tomato is already starting to have some that are ready. I still have to go through and take out all of these weeds that are growing in here. I haven't gone through this area yet because I've been focusing on the raised beds first. But yeah, that's my next tackle. I have to literally go in and take all of these wheat seeds, and they're throughout this whole they're throughout this whole entire mess. Like half this shit needs to come out. Here's this one that we've already pulled off. I don't know how many I've eaten since the last 2 weeks. Okay, so here's my cantaloupe, and yes, this was that one cantaloupe plant that I planted, and it's already got this big. Here's my asparagus area, but again, that takes 2 years. I just today planted, see there's a new green thing right there. And then there's a new one right there. Those I grew by seed, so I planted a few more corns, but this corn is doing so good. I have a corn growing there, a corn growing there, and then another one back there already. Now this is my watermelon area. This is insane. I wish I could tell it just to stop reaching, stop growing. Yesterday, I noticed that some of this was actually growing down through here, which I need to pull those weeds out. So when I pulled it out, I saw, let me find it. There's a big, well, it's big to me. Here we go. Look at this thing. You see this? Look at that big, yeah, that's a big watermelon growing. So I was so excited. And I was showing my man and his uncle, and then he happened to look over here and look at that big thing. Like, whoa, hello, how are you doing down there? Look, already, that's huge. And again, I still have to go through and now pull out all the straw that I put in here through this whole area too. All I did so far was raise garden beds. My blueberry plant is doing pretty good. My new grape is actually doing amazing. My strawberry bush, my strawberry plant is doing good. I have strawberries growing, my blackberry and my raspberry. My trees are doing the same. This is my sweet potato. It's growing amazing, and my carrots is growing amazing. All right, you guys, so that is everything with my garden. Thank you so much for watching this video and seeing how everything has came along. Again, I'm still learning. Everything that I'm doing here and there, I'm learning as I go. So there's still a whole lot that I need to learn. If you guys have any tips or trades, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear them, because again, I still have a lot of learning to do myself. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about everything. Your positive interaction means the world, and I greatly do appreciate it, as I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. So until next time, you know that drill. Keep a smile on that gorgeous face of yours. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Crafty crew, out.